All right, guys. Um, we are starting training number 5 on how to make 50,000 with Team National. I'm Tyson King, and Jackie will be with us as well. She's a little under the weather, so has a little scratchy voice, but that'll be okay. She's a trooper, and we're super excited to go through this. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And all of these trainings, the first 4, if you have not seen them, the first 3 are up in the classroom. Training 4 will be in the classroom as soon as we record it tonight. Jamie and Kristen's training, and they're at the different computers. There's 5 rows of computers with 3 computers at each row. And so training number 1 is in the row 1, training 2 is row 2, training 3 is row 3, and so forth. So um, tonight, what we're going to focus on dealing with people. And as bad as I hate to say this, guys, um, or for some of us, as much as I love to say it, we are in a people business. And you can know all the how to's on this business, in this business, but if you do not know how to work with people, you will not make it in this business. You will not make any money in this business. And so tonight, that's what our topic is going to be. And then next week, training 6 will be how to break down the numbers and put everything that you've learned in the first 5 weeks, first 5 trainings to work. So let me get started here. Jackie, do you want to anything you want to say about this training tonight?
No, I'm just excited everybody's in here. It's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. Some of you may have, gone through some of this training before, but it's great to have a refresher and to be able to teach your team this. So even if you've heard this information before, just get a pen and paper out and take some notes. You're going to be kind of analyzing yourself in a way. So if you don't have a piece of paper and a pen, you might want to just grab that super quick so we can, get started.
Awesome, awesome. And I can guarantee you there's some stuff in here that no one in this room has ever seen because we put it together and we pulled some stuff out of the archives. So here we go. Um, we guys are in the people business, like I was talking about. Here's a couple of great quotes. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming more interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get people interested in you. And that's by Dale Carnegie. That is so true. You get interested in other people, I can promise you, making a friend, finding a need, transferring a feeling becomes very simple. The most important single in the formula of success is the knack of getting along with people. Theodore Roosevelt said that. In many things, it is not well to say know thyself. It is better to say know others. And that is absolutely true. Tonight, we're going to cover knowing yourself and knowing others. And then finally, I thought this last quote was really good. Learn to regard the souls around you as parts of some grand instrument. It is for each of us to know the keys and stops that we may draw forth the harmonies that lie sleeping in the silent octaves. And I'll tell you guys, that's exactly what this business is about. We start playing this instrument called Team National with other people, and man, we do wake up those sleeping silent octaves within people. So we're going to talk about that tonight, and a lot of what we're going to cover is found in these 2 books. Knowing People can be found in these 2 books: The 4 Color Personalities for MLMs by Tom Big Al Schreider, and these are some short, small books. But I tell you, I read the one on the right there, Positive Personality Profiles by Robert Rohn, many, many years ago. It's called the DISC method, and the Big Al Schrader is the colors, and we're going to use the colors tonight. But I learned this, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago by reading that book on the right, and I have gotten so much mileage out of learning people. So we're going to cover a lot of things in those two books. So first, on a piece of paper, like Jackie talked about, or if you're looking on this screen, first you must know your personality. So what I want you to do is draw a line down the middle of your page, okay? And if you're looking at the screen, guys, you just need to say, am I a person on the left or am I a person on the right? So task is the person on the left. Am I task oriented, a high tech type person? And those are people that like projects, programs, plans, processes, functions. Those are those kind of people. Or are you someone that's more of a people person, people oriented, high touch type of person? You're more about relationships, caring, sharing, feelings, friendships. So if you guys are on the left side of that line, if you're task oriented, raise your hand for me. Push the raised hand button on the left there. Okay, I see some hands going up. So you're more task oriented. Awesome. Okay, and I figure the rest of you are on the right side, the people oriented. Okay, fantastic. Now, so you know, so if you're on the left, remember that, or just mark a X, you're on the left side here, and if you're on the right, just kind of mentally take note you're on the right. Now, the other thing I want you to do is draw a line vertical. This one's horizontal. So you're either above the line or below the line. You're outgoing or you're reserved. So the outgoing people above the line, you're fast-paced, optimistic, energetic, positive, involved, enthusiastic. How many of those people are out there? Outgoing, raise your hand. Okay, got some outgoing, lots of hands going up on outgoing. Okay, now let's lower your hands down. Let's look at the people that are more reserved. Okay, slower paced, cautious, more concerned, more reluctant, critical thinking, more discerning. Okay, we've got some of those out there. Okay, so now you should know I'm either top of that line or bottom of that line, and I'm either left of the first line that I showed you or right of the first line. So let's move on. So you fall in one of these four categories. Okay, so if you were above the line and to the left of the line, you're a red or a D. That book on the right was about DISC, D-I-S-C, and the book on the left was about colors, red, blue, yellow, green. So you're a red or outgoing and task-oriented. I will tell you this, by the way, guys. You're all of these things in different times during your day, during your life, during your week, with different kids. You fall into all of these categories, but a lot of us have some predominant categories, okay? And then the top right, if you were top and to the right, you're blue or an I, outgoing and people oriented, okay? If you were on the bottom and to the right, you're an S or a yellow, okay, reserved and people oriented. And if you were on the bottom and to the left, then you're reserved and task oriented, okay? Anybody have any questions thus far on up, if you were up to, or lower or left or right? Anything, just raise your hand. Okay, James Marshall, you got a question there? Hit your number 1 and you can ask me. Are y'all hearing me okay, guys?
We got you.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Loud and clear.
We can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah, I
great.
can hear you.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, that's okay. If there's no questions, that's okay. We'll move on. And my screen is up, so I can't see some of the on the front row, but okay. So let's look at this a little closer. So the Reds, D.
All right, can you guys hear me okay? Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gotcha, Will.
yes.
Yeah, we got you.
They may have had some kind of a technical difficulty. So let me just see if I can take control here, and maybe we'll be able to keep moving. All right, let's see. All right, so I think I can try to cover for a few minutes, maybe till Tyson and Jack. But this is really a neat exercise that we've done in the past. So if this is your first time to ever see these color personality profiles, you might notice when you come into the Waymakers University, a lot of times people are wearing different colored clothing, and this is exactly why. So based on the colors that you chose in the last exercise, what we want you to do now is you can actually go and change the colors clothing you're wearing. So maybe you're not dominant in just one particular category, like Tyson said, since we all have these characteristics. Maybe you got a little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow. Maybe you got one color that's dominant. But what you can do is when you go click on your name, it allows you to go change your avatar's clothing. So what we want to do right now is just ask everybody to, just like it says on the screen, you can change if you're wearing a sport coat, blouse, or shirt to whatever the dominant color is. And then if you need to change pants, you can put that as kind of your secondary. So whichever one didn't rank quite as high, go ahead and do that. We'll give Tyson, I think he's rolling back in here now. But why don't everybody go change and then come right back here, and then we'll see once everybody gets back in the room what everyone's dominant color is and what their secondary color is. So Tyson, did you make it back?
Yeah, can you hear me? I don't think that's up on the screen.
We got you.
Okay.
We got you.
Let me see.
Let's see. Yeah, if
There
you
we
want to
go.
take control back and then
Yeah, can
move
y'all
it to
see
that
that?
slide.
Hey, sorry guys, I have no electricity in my house, so we are running around in the dark. I got on a hotspot. So here's what you need to do is, like he said, go change your sport coat or your blouse or your shirt to your dominant color. Change your pants to your secondary color, and come back in the room. All right, guys, and what we want is I want all the greens to sit right up here in the front row on the left. I want the reds in the on the left of me. No, I'm sorry, right where you are, Lewis. Oshanda, y'all stay there. All the greens to your right, front right. Okay, y'all sit down here, front right. Reds behind the greens, about 3 rows back on the right. So go about 3 rows back on the right, the greens, and then I want the blues about 3 rows back on the left, and the yellows about on the front left. So where Melvin is sitting up here on the front, I want the yellows over there. I want the greens over there where Oshanda McClain is. The reds back there where, I don't know who that is, just walked back there. Raise your hand, Red. Who is that back there? Brian Wofford. Brian Wofford's standing up. All the reds there, the greens down here by Oshanda McClain. Scott Nelson, red, get over there by the reds. All the reds are saying don't. Blues over there. Who's over there? There's a blue to the right, or my right. Greens up here to the left, or to your right. Yellows to your left. Blues back there. Kim. Who else is up there? Kim, stand up and kind of come out in the aisle a little bit so they can see you. Come out to the center aisle a little bit. There we go. Y'all see where Kim is? If you're blue, get there. I think Tim Barker had the same problem I had. He lives in my neighborhood, so he's out of electricity. Reds, get back there where Brian Wofford is. Greens up here. You see all the people in the green, the yellows, Brandon Oates. Okay, you're down there. Awesome. Okay, so red's back there where Brian's standing up. Blues over here where Kim is, to my right, to y'all's left, top. Whoever's standing in the middle aisle, that's in green, come down here and sit down. Okay, guys. So just sit by the people that are wearing the same clothes as you are. Okay, there you go. Greens, sit by the greens. Yellows, sit by the yellows. Blues, sit by the blues. Tim Barker is locked out, I'm sure, because of his. We're out of electricity here, and I'm working off my hotspot. Okay, so let's move on. Jackie has been dropped off as well, so I'm going to keep moving and hope my battery on this bad boy does not go out before we do. Okay, so now that you know what color you are, all the colors, guys, are valuable to the team. All colors are valuable to the team. If you come back in the room, guys, yellows sit with yellows, greens sit with greens. Keith Griggs, sit down. I think you're standing up. But all colors are valuable to the team. The reds or the Ds, they provide adventure to the team. They bring determination. They use creativity and they stress innovation. The blues provide imagination. They bring spontaneity. They use inspiration and they stress interaction. Those are the people that love to have a good time. The reds are the doers. They just love to just get out of my way. I'm going to do this thing. The yellows are more stable, harmony, compatibility, security. Greens are more of your analytical type, analysis, logic, objectivity, consistency. Okay, so I'll get into more details on each of these. Does that sound like some of you guys? Right? Yeah, that's definitely me. So here's the thing, guys. We all speak a different language. So the reds, and I put it this way, the reds or the Ds, let's say they spoke English, okay? The blues are speaking Spanish, the yellows are speaking French, and the green are speaking Chinese. And so if you went in to do a meeting, a house meeting, or a one-on-one with, and you'll say you're red, and you're speaking English, and you're talking to a Spanish speaker, they would be like, we have no clue what you're talking about because you're speaking English and we don't speak but Spanish. Or if you're a red speaking English and you go to a yellow speaking French, they would have no clue what you're talking about. So what you have to get really good at is you have to understand what language the people that are listening to you are talking in or listening in, okay? And it's an art to this. And really the reds are wanting to tell you, look, we're going to do it my way. The blues want to do it the fun way. The yellows want to do it the easy way. And the greens want to do it the right way, okay? So that's all part of the language that people are listening to. And a lot of people say, man, I can't get anybody to do this thing. Well, that's because you're a blue maybe talking to green. You're speaking Spanish and they're hearing Chinese. That's why you're not able to get people to do things. So to make 50,000, you must learn to speak their language. You must be a blue being able to talk to a red, or a blue talking to a yellow, or a yellow talking to a yellow or a green. And there's all these different combinations that you need to be able to speak to, okay? And so here's just kind of a quick one pager that says, reds, you better talk about the money and the pin levels. They want to win. That is what a red wants to do. Okay, blues, talk about the crews and the people that they're going to meet and how fun this business is. The greens, you better talk about the facts and the figures and the membership savings guide. The greens love the membership savings guide, and the Better Business Bureau, and all the facts and figures. The greens love that stuff. But if you're talking to a blue, guys, you better not do all that. There, that you will lose them. That's like speaking Spanish to a Chinese person. They do not want to hear any of that. That is not the way they listen. And then yellows talk about changing the world. They can, and that they can benefit the family. Okay? And so these are just kind of some nuggets of things that you want to talk to, and you want to be able to identify quickly what they are. Okay? Now, here's the thing. You reds, you guys back there in the back, okay? In fact, I'm gonna walk down here with you guys, okay? Because I got a little bit of red in me, and I'm more kind of red blue, is what I am. Now, guys, let me tell y'all something. If y'all look up on that screen, and here's what you do. If you need to expand the screen, push the magnifying glass on the right. Reds, when you're working with people that you're sitting next to right now, other reds, okay, do not be too strong or overbearing. And guys, you got to give up some control, okay? We have to give up some control. I know it's hard for you reds, but you got to give up some control, because if you don't, when you're talking to other reds, you're going to be in a contest against each other, and you're going to be just battling. So give up some control. Now, reds, when you're talking to these blues across the aisle over here, okay, you're talking to these blues, you better be extra friendly and let them talk and let them tell their latest story. Now, I know you reds, because I got a lot of red in me. That drives you insane. You want to just hurry up and get to the point, make the sell, and get the heck out. I do not want to know about the latest pair of shoes that these blues have, okay? But guys, when you're a red talking to a blue, you got to spend the time with those people, okay? Don't be so businesslike. Be friendly, okay? And sometimes that's hard for reds. And reds, maybe a good book for you is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay? Now, reds, when you're working with yellows, these guys down here in the front, when you're working with Gloria Nelson here or Melvin Purcell, you better slow down and do not scare them. Sometimes you come on a little too strong for a yellow, and it'll scare the heck out of them, and they will close down on you in a heartbeat. Your strong style may intimidate them and give them, and also you got to give them time to digest the facts. Do not stress new, okay? Oh, this is going to be great. It's so new. It's awesome. It's going to be a big change in your life. Yellows do not like that. They do not want new. They do not want change. You just say, this is exactly like we've always done. It's no different than what you've always done. It's doing everything that you know how to already do. That really makes them feel secure, okay? And then, guys, greens, reds up there, y'all listening to me, I hope. When you're talking to the greens, okay, the greens, guys, you better give them facts and figures, answer all their questions. You better give them charts and comparisons. They love proof. Take things slower, give them time to think, and don't be phony. Don't just shoot from the hip, reds, we like to do sometimes. I don't know, just get in. How much money can you save on Home Depot? I think it's somewhere around 10%. Let's do this thing. Well, when they go and check the membership savings guide and it says 5% or 1% or whatever it says now, as you can see, I'm red and blue. I don't have a clue what it says. Whatever it says now, you better be you better have your facts and figures together. Now, today I did a follow-up with a person that said, or a wrap-up, it was with Brian Wofford's person. Brian's a red, and this person said, I love numbers. I got to see the proof. Well, I knew immediately that this individual was green. So I started hammering them with numbers. If this person said, oh man, I just love to have fun, I love to do this, and they just talk my head off, I know they're blue, and I start talking about the cruise and how much fun we have, and we've got this university, and we all change clothes, and this thing's unbelievable. It's awesome. Everything's great. So, reds, take a picture of this screen. That is what you need to focus on when you're focusing on the different business people that you're working with. Okay? I can't switch the screen, so let me get up here closer. All right. Now, oh, I got to get up on stage to do it. Okay? So let's move on. Blues. Oh, my favorite blues. Blues, we love our blues. I see you back there. Y'all just want to get up and jump around right now. I love to have a good time. Now, blues, when you work with those people across the aisle, the reds, you better cut the jokes and the small talk. The reds can't stand that mess. Get to the bottom line quickly. You better be businesslike. Stress results. Do not waste time. You may have the greatest stories in the world, but reds could care less. They give me the bottom line. And what I tell with bottom lines, I hit them square in the mouth. I said, let me tell you something. You can make a multiple six-figure income in 12 months. How does that sound to you? Oh, really? Now you got my attention. Johnny Lee Stanley, big time red. And that's exactly what I hit him with. Okay, blues. When you're working with blues, remember, you're not there just to visit. Be careful not to talk each other to death. Okay? You guys love to talk to each other, and before you know it, y'all will be there talking all day long. Okay? Remember to ask for the order or schedule a meeting. You are there to get a new member in the business, not to just talk all night long. I have a tendency to do that. That's why our meetings go long. By the way, my battery is running short on my computer, so if I get locked out, just take it and run with it, okay?
Gotcha.
When you're talking to yellows, blues, talk in terms of people and stories. So you should get along really well with these people because you love to tell stories. But use facts along the way. You've got to earn their trust. Be careful not to come on too strong or be overly friendly too soon, because yellows will be a little skeptical if you try to get all too nice, too over the top with them, too fast. You got to earn their trust. And then guys, blues, you are going to pull your hair out with the greens. You cannot, this is like speaking, way different languages. Y'all are two ends of the spectrum. In fact, blues, you're married to one because we marry opposites. Reds, you're probably married to the yellows, okay? Cut the socializing, blues, when you're working with the greens. Cut the stories. Do not waste their time. Give facts and figures. Don't be silly. They can't stand all that mess. Provide proof and concentrate on your limited green qualities. I was talking to Tim Barker, and he is as blue is long today in the truck. And he said, gosh, it's so hard for me to work with greens. And I said, yes, you've got to really concentrate on your green qualities. The limited green qualities that you have, you must concentrate on those. And so, oh man, my electricity came on. Awesome. This is probably sounding real good if you're watching this on a recorded training session. Electricity going out, and you're probably watching this, and it's a sunny day outside today. But anyway, it was a rainy lightning day here. So that's blues. If you're a blue, take a good picture of that and study it. Study it. Yellows. Oh, I love my yellows. Gosh, I'm going to tell you what, guys, the team would not be the same without the yellows. Jackie has a lot of yellow qualities in her. So yellows working with reds. Yellows, this scares the crud out of you, and I know it. Okay? Those reds are like the the devil up there. They're sitting there like, oh my gosh, I don't think I could ever talk to those people. And a lot of times, yellows, you're married to one. Okay, try to have more confidence with the red. Okay, be assertive. Recognize that. Recognize that they may challenge you. If you can't see the screen, refresh your screen, refresh your toolbar, and you'll be able to see it. Be assertive. Recognize that they may challenge you. Do not be intimidated by the strong-willed red. Guys, you need to understand something. You have the cookie. Those reds don't. The reds will try to grab the cookie from you. Do not let them have it. You're the one with the cookie. Okay? With yellows, when you're talking to blues, do not lose control by letting them ramble. You love people so much that you will not want to interrupt the blue when they're telling you a story for 45 minutes. You've got to take control of the conversation. You've got to become more assertive. Keep the direction of the meeting focused. You two should relate very well, though. You should be in your wheelhouse with the blue. Okay? Yellows, when you're talking to yellows, they, like you, need reassurance. And there's no one better than you to give them that reassurance. Okay? Be a little more confident than usual. Do not forget to be brave and close the deal. Yellows, when you meet with yellows, you just want to love on them so much, and you forget that, you know what, we need to close the deal. We need to get them on our team so we can change the world together. We can affect a lot of lives, okay? And yellows, when working with greens, answer their questions, be confident in the membership. Remember, greens will challenge you with skepticism, okay? They're challenging you not because they don't believe you, but because that is their nature. You could tell them the sun will rise tomorrow. Well, I'm not sure. How do you know the sun's going to rise tomorrow? I mean, can you prove that? Okay? I have a green daughter, and I was just explaining leap year to her, and she said, well, Daddy, why, I don't understand. Every 4 years, why isn't it every 3 years? Well, because every 4 years we need to catch the calendar back up. She said, well, you need to prove that to me. So I had to go to Google and let her read the details. Okay? That is normal. Facts and figures. I've got to speak my daughter's language. And your kids, you can figure out real quick which color your kids are. Okay? So let's move on to the old greens. Now, greens, you and I don't speak the same language, and I'm working on my green. Okay? I have very little green. But greens, when you work with us reds, get to the bottom line. Don't overwhelm them with facts and figures. Give the big idea. A lot of times you get down granular, and the reds and the blues want the big picture. Don't get granular, okay? Show results and goals and achievements. Let them, greens, let the reds talk a little more. The reds want to tell you how great they are, and let them talk. And they don't need to prove it to you that they're great. Just let them tell you they're great, okay? Greens, when you're talking to the blues, laugh at their stories, guys. Greens, you don't have to be so serious. Just laugh a little bit. Read How to Win Friends and Influence People. Show enthusiasm. Greens, sometimes you get so serious you don't show enough enthusiasm, okay? Do not overwhelm the blues with facts and figures. you will have me running out of the room if you start hitting me with facts and figures. Okay? Give them the experience and fun of joining us. Be friendly and not too businessy. Okay? So you really got to work on being friendly with these blues when you're talking to them, greens. Greens, when you're talking to yellows, give them the space they need to accept your presentation. Don't overwhelm them too much. You want to hit them with facts, but give them a little space. Don't just keep bombarding them with stuff. Okay? Be sure and talk about their family. They love family. Okay? Do not be pushy and slow down a little. Okay? Greens. When you're working with greens, man, this is your wheelhouse, baby. You are right at home. Your thorough and precise presentation will be appreciated. Okay? You will see the same issues, and this will be your best presentation. Okay? When you greens are working with other greens. Now, let's move on. I know I'm moving through this quick because I'm running out of time. Learning styles. Okay, the Reds say, hey, I want to do things my way. That's why the Reds really like to recreate the system. I did. I said, man, I think this is a bunch of malarkey, this system you guys have, so I'll just recreate and do my own system. Well, that didn't work out real good. Okay. And what they say, instead of me taking the class, I think I need to help teach the class. Okay. The Blues, you say, I want to do things the fun way. You learn best in a relaxed environment, and your attitude towards the system, you're like, what's he talking about, a system? You don't even have a clue that there is a system. I didn't know there was a system for till we were silvers in the business. Okay. Greens, you want to do things the right way, and you love the system. And I have to learn everything before I can act. That's kind of your style. And greens, I will tell you, you do not have to know everything before you go out and share this business. Okay, it's very hard for you to accept. I'm going to tell you, you cannot steer a parked car. Yellows, I want to do things the easy way. Please slow down a little bit. If you say there is a system, I will follow it to please you. Yellows are pleasers. They do not want to go against the grain. They do not want to change. Okay? So I'm going to ask for some questions here in a minute. I'm just trying to get through these slides for the recording. Now, your comfort zone, guys. Reds, you say, I like to be in charge of myself and others. You say, I like to be in front of the room. I want the freedom to set my own pace. Okay? That's why you like to be the boss, because you want to set the pace, and you want to be the one in charge. The bottom line is important, and you like to compete. Blues, I need to be involved with people. I don't like details, and there is opportunity to influence others. You really love that about Team National, that you can be around people and you have influence over people. That is in your wheelhouse, and you want to be liked. That's what us Blues really love, guys, is we love having people like us. Okay? That's why I do a bunch of crazy antics when we talk on stage, because I love having people say, we love that presentation, because that's in my wheelhouse. That's my love language. That's everything. Those two right there, the red and blue, that's what I am. I'm blue, red, blue, right in there. Okay? Yellows, you say I can identify with a group. I like sincere appreciation. I love a regular routine. I do not like to feel rushed and under pressure. Guys and reds, it's hard for you to talk to these yellows. You cannot pressure them, okay? And they do not like change. And then greens, I like a specific plan. Give me the X, Y, and Z of this business. I don't like someone looking over my shoulder. I can know, if I know the facts, I will handle it, and I will take care of it. I like it when expectations are clear, and I like when changes are made slowly and carefully. Whereas blues and reds, you could care less about slowly and
We lost
carefully.
Tyson again.
Can y'all hear me?
We got you.
Hello.
I hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. Okay. All right. Let me move here. So, this is kind of a fun slide. Is this you? Reds, the cars you like is like Mercedes and Cadillac. Okay. The animal you like is a Doberman. And the target, you're ready, fire, aim. There ain't no ready, aim, fire. It's ready. All right, let's fire. And then we'll aim later. Blues, you're more of a convertible type person. And the animal you like is like a fluffy puppy. So a bunch of y'all probably have some fluffy puppies. And then the target, yours is ready, aim, talk. You love to talk. Now, you yellows, I love you. Your car is more of the van station wagon type. Jackie loves her minivan. She's got some yellows. Animals, you may be you probably are a cat owner. In my family, we would have a cat if I couldn't stand them so bad, because I like those Dobermans, right? And your kind of target is ready, ready, ready. Greens, your car is the good old dependable Toyota and Honda, baby. Okay, there's some many years of statistics that tell you that those are the most dependable cars. And your animal is probably a tropical fish. And then target, yours is ready, aim, 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 aim. Okay, so as you can see, when I was talking about the languages, this is how we all think, okay? And when I'm ready, fire, aim, and I'm talking to someone that's, excuse me, ready, 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 I scare the heck out of those people. Or a ready, fire, aim, and this person down here in the green is like, no, we need to aim, aim, aim. You're like, oh man, what is wrong with you? Just fire the thing. Just fire it. And so that's what you guys got to understand. You got to study these personalities if you're going to make 50,000. You got to understand who you're dealing with, okay? And here's one final secret tip, guys. Reds, listen to me, and listen to me. Please listen to me. Before you can be in authority, you must first learn to be under authority. Reds, it's very hard for you to take criticism, to take any kind of coaching, because you've always done it your way. And by golly, it's worked for me in the past. It's going to work for me in this business. But trust me, Reds, got to learn to take some coaching. Ask for some coaching. I know that is like fingernails on a chalkboard for you, to ask anybody for help. I know you never stop and ask for directions. I should say we never stop and ask directions, okay? But you've got to, in this business, you've got to first learn to be under authority before you can be in authority. Blues, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice, okay? You do not have to talk your way and tell everybody how great you are and everything that you've done in your life. Great stories. I'm that person. I've got a lot of blue in me, and I love to tell everybody how great I am. Most people, they don't care. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice and be a good listener. It is very, very hard for blues to stop and be quiet and listen. My problem as a blue, I'm always thinking while someone else is talking, okay, what am I going to say as soon as they be quiet? Because I got something else real important to say. And that's why I'm terrible at names. Because when someone introduces themselves to me, I'm thinking about what I'm about to tell them instead of concentrating on their name. So you've got to slow down and listen, you blues. Listen. Okay? Yellows, don't be afraid to say, what part of no don't you understand? What that means is you need to be assertive. Do not let these people run over you, okay? Because you're such a caring person. We love having yellows. When you have a yellow on your team, yellows will be with you till the end. Melvin Purcell, he's a great yellow, and he's the first one at my house meeting every week. He's the first one. He helps me get everything set up. He gets the snacks out, and he greets all the people that come to the house. Well, Blues come screaming in there 5 minutes late. Reds come in there saying, what the heck are we even having a meeting for? I should just do this thing my way. And Greens are there about 10 minutes early because they've already map quested it and know exactly where the meeting's going to be. So, yellows, we love you, but just know you've got to be more assertive. Greens, hear me, Greens. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You've got to put your guard down and put the facts and figures down and learn to love people, learn to build a relationship with people, and then back up everything you're telling them with your facts and figures. That's perfectly fine, but learn to love on people, okay? And it's very hard because Greens, that is not your language. I get it. So, guys, next week, what we're going to do is we're going to break down the numbers for you. The presentation will be a very heavy green presentation, okay? But all this that's culminated over the last 5 weeks is leading up to every one of these presentations, guys. If you master everything that we've covered for these last 5 weeks, you will master this business. You will make way more than $50,000. With that, Bonnie, you can stop the recording.